we kind of had to figure it out kind of as we went along. We had a couple people who were involved with politics who kind of helped guide us, but it's like
Just so you know,
having a
there's
base
a lot of people up the State House now that don't know squat.
That's a very good point.
Some of them, some of them been squatting there for a long time.
Welcome back to Cumberland Unfiltered. Brad Dean here with co-host Gary and Jason. And tonight, with a longtime friend who's been on the show before and a big supporter, Dave Levesque, and who is a co-founder of the League of Rhode Island Businesses. And he's here to give us an update as to where things are going in the state of Rhode Island.
Well, thanks for having me back. As you know, about a year ago, or a little less than that, when we were here, we started out with very modest goals. You know, just try to have a few candidates get elected, start making a little bit of change up at the State House. And since that time, it's kind of exploded. You know, we're at a point now where we raised well over $220,000.
Wow, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's big. It's I believe it's more than the state Republican and Democratic parties combined.
Wow.
Definitely the Republican Party by maybe tenfold, unfortunately. So that's good.
It's going to send a message.
Oh, yeah, sends a big message. And the modest few candidates turned into a bunch of candidates. I think right now we're running 17 people are running. You know, every race is not going to be easy to win. No race is easy to win. No. But we're around 17. We started out with most of the candidates were pro-business Democrats, and now we have just about a 50-50 split between Democrat and Republican, no independents at this point. So that's 17 different districts that we're challenging between House and Senate.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
So at the beginning, your goal was 5, and that was what were the logistics of that? That was to block the budget, the 5.
Yeah, when it started out, our goal was to if we were able to make at least 4 solid changes in the Senate. You could get the Republicans and the pro-business Democrats up at the State House, the ones that really want to see change, team up with the 4 new that we slide in, and then you could stop a budget. That was the main plan. So we needed a solid 4 for that. Where we stand right now is we have 5 senators that are running. There are 3 that we believe we really can win. There's the 4th that's probably got a 50-50 shot, and then there's one that's got a little tougher race, but it still looks like it's a possibility to win. So they're not going to be easy.
But
I think what's on our side is that people in Rhode Island are fed up. They want to see change. And the candidates that we're putting up are solid people. They're going to go up there and do what's right for the people of Rhode Island. They're not just going to do, what the speaker or what the Senate president tells them to do. So that was the original goal. And then, our first candidate was for a House seat. That was Leah Beauclair down in District 36.
On the show?
Yeah.
she's good.
She's a solid candidate down there. She's running as a pro-business Democrat in her district. And then it just started where more and more House reps started coming in. And I think, so we got 5. We got, I think, 12 House seats that we're challenging right now.
Holy mackerel. That's crazy. That's good stuff. This started out as a recruiting effort, but I think since then it's changed a little bit.
Yeah. Now we drag them. We got one of those big hooks, those show hooks. You're coming with us. It started out as recruiting. I mean, just trying to fight off some of the bad stuff that they're putting on. But now you got people jumping on board. It's the momentum. It's what we're doing. It's that we're raising money. When a candidate and we got candidates that we label them 2 different ways. You're either supported or endorsed. Supported means we align with you. We like you middle of the road. You're a common sense candidate, and we'll do whatever we can to give you advice. Promote all the stuff that you do, help you, guide you through some of this stuff, whether it be messaging or a website. We don't take over anybody's campaign. We're not running anybody's campaign, but we're there to give some support. And there's a little bit of money that we'll give to a supported candidate. If you're an endorsed candidate, it means that we've analyzed the race, me a little, some of the other guys on our team, Shane and a few others, and we feel that race is winnable. It's winnable by looking at the numbers, who voted before, how you're running. We don't try to run a Republican in a district that you can't win as a Republican. We then try to find a pro-business Democrat to win in that. And that's one of the strategies that we're using that's working. So you find somebody good in the district that can win as a pro-business Democrat, and now you go run in the primary or the general because the district's made up of either blue or the district's red. If it's in between, then it doesn't matter. But if you're supported, you get a little bit of support. You get a lot of support and a little bit of money. If you're endorsed, we start out of the gate anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 out of the gate to give somebody money. And as they need more money, depending on what they're doing, as long as they're working hard and the race still looks really strong, we'll continue to fund for them. So that's how we're doing it.
And you have one right here in Cumberland. You gave him a big check, had his announcement, Jim Matevier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 grand out of the gate.
Yeah.
Jim, I thought Jim originally was better for the House seat, because it was more his district and it was people he knew. And he was more familiar with that area. But the more it kept being tossed around and talked around, it sounds like he's really good for the Senate. And, man, the guy is loved. People love him up here. He's a strong candidate. He's a solid guy. And once again, when we put a candidate up under the league or we invest or put our time into a candidate, we don't want anything out of the candidate other than just go up there and do what's right. Common sense laws and regulations put up there.
Wait, did you say common sense?
I did. Common sense.
That ain't too common anymore.
No, it's not common at all. There's no common sense. But the people up at the State House, most of them, they do what they're told. I tell you that.
That's the problem.
It's the problem.
When you have an entire party voting one way for something like Chippendale, like the budget's going to happen probably tonight. Let's see if anybody votes against it.
Well,
I'm going to guess no on the Democratic ticket.
oh, yeah. No. We have, as far as we know, there'll be one person on the Senate side that will vote no, and that's Senator Lou Raptakis. He will vote no, along with the Republicans, and it's the right thing to do.
Good for him. He's the hero. He's the hero of the body right there.
Yep, he's the hero.
There's your man.
Yeah.
We need more of those. Need more Lou's.
And there really could have been more. There could have been another 13 or 14 candidates or legislators up there that tonight, if they do vote tonight, which I think they are, really could have stood up and voted no. It would have been the right thing to do. I get it. It would have been very hard. It's difficult to go against leadership. They put you through a lot of pain.
That would have squashed the budget, right?
If they did that, it would have squashed the budget. They could have done two things. They could have, at that point, they could have said right after the vote, at voting no, if the 13 or 14 of them stood up and took a stance, which would have been, would have been leadership, which we're lacking up there. At that point, they could have made a motion to adjourn, and then it would have been done. Everybody's gone. The budget's over.
Go home.
That's it. And then you would have lived off the 2026 budget. Or you could have kicked it back to the House, and the House would have had to come back with them with another budget. Different number, do some horse trading. It's really what should have been done.
100%.
They can't, 100%. They keep using the excuse, well, Brad's voting for it, so I have to vote for it. This guy's voting, I have to vote. I'm only doing it because someone else is doing it.
No, I didn't vote you in. Isn't the people that voted him in?
Listen, the majority.
Make the right decision that way?
Yeah, think about this. The majority of the people in Rhode Island do not want a $14 billion budget.
No.
And I will tell you, even more than that majority don't want a $15.2 billion budget. But for some reason, the people up at the State House, in both the House and the Senate, they don't care what the people think.
No.
They care more about their seats. They care more about their committees. They care more about their power. They should be doing what's right. It doesn't matter how painful it is. They're afraid to take that step.
Well, that's been painfully obvious because, all the decisions they've been making lately are all decisions that are attacking the people who live here and the small businesses that live in this state. Yeah. So, at some point, you're right. You got to get the right person who's not afraid to put his balls on the line and say, no, I'm voting for what's right, not because the rest of my people over here say this is what I need to do.
Yeah. Here's what's disappointing. Over the past year, they said we wouldn't hold in there as an organization. We did.
Hey.
They said we would get members. We did. They said we wouldn't get candidates. We have 17 right now.
That's insane to me.
That is insane.
Yeah.
We talked. We all talked when it was a concept.
Yep.
Right? When it was and you said 5 at the time. We got to get 5. We analyzed the 5, and we're gonna push whatever we can to the 5. And you weren't talking $200,000 at the time, and you weren't talking 17 candidates. So for that to explode that much, it means that you hit a nerve. You hit a nerve.
Yeah,
They said it shows that people are fed up, right?
Yeah.
With the same old.
100%. But they said everything. They said we wouldn't raise the money. It's check, check, check. We've done it all the way down the road. And we thought the people that we were working with on the House side, the 7, 8, 9, 10 Democrats up there, along with the Republicans that we're working with, who want to see change. They tell us they want to see change. They've helped us raise a little bit of money. They've given us some ideas on strategy and messaging. There has been some help up there. And and decent people. We thought they would have stuck with us on the budget and voted no. But unfortunately, they all voted for it. Right in line, straight down, everybody voted for it. And that was very disappointing. And that's exactly what's happening tonight. It's either tonight or tomorrow at the State House, at the Senate. Everybody's going to vote right on the line. They don't think they can do it. They don't have the nerve. And it's a shame. Because if we have those people in both the Senate and the House, if they worked together and they voted for the budget and they said no, or voted against the budget and said no, you start when we bring new people in next year. Now you got a coalition of Republicans and Democrats already showing that they're working together.
Yep.
That's how you change Rhode Island.
And don't they realize that 10, 14, whatever it is, people that vote no for the budget to shut it down, they'd be the heroes of Rhode Island?
In the Senate, in this case, the House would have never been able to shut it down. Right. But if the people in the House took a stand and said, this is wrong, and everybody that we've talked to, when you ask how this budget, is the budget good for Rhode Island? They all say it's bad. Oh, the budget's
Oh my gosh.
but I'm going to vote for it.
But I'm gonna vote for
Because
it.
someone told them to vote for it.
Someone's told to vote for it.
Yeah.
You won't have your committee seat. You won't get your little money. You won't get your candy for your district. So someone's told them to vote for it, and they do. And everybody's got all their excuses are good.
Yeah.
They can all explain them. They're all good. You know, some buildings burning. They need water to put it out. You know, someone needs to feed over here, so they got to get some food. They're all valid excuses. But the state's broke.
Yeah. Oh,
We
yeah.
should not have a $15.2 billion budget. I'll give you another one. Sidetrack it. In talking to one of the reps up there was 0 time spent on the House side talking about how we look at the $14 billion budget. Do we have any waste? Do we have any overlapping? Do we get departments that we just don't need anymore? You know, where's the corruption? There was none of it, none of that. It's as if the $14 billion budget is perfect and we just need more because there's not enough money coming in.
Irresponsible.
That's why we don't have this being a one-party state. Basically,
That's the problem.
is where that whole thing occurs.
There's no checks and balances.
Your group's initiative to try to level that playing field is going to be getting a foot in the door, and it's going to be the start of something beautiful.
It is. What we really need is we need people to step up. We need people to want to run. I mean, you got 39 different districts. You got to step up. Senate or House. Everybody says, I don't want to do it. I don't have the time to do it. But people have to.
So as the league, so when Brad ran and I got sucked into it, we started a
It wasn't the hook. It was
Shepherds.
No, hook wouldn't have worked. I got sucked into it. Sorry. So the one thing that we could offer, we couldn't offer much money. We didn't have much money. We were trying to fundraise for Brad. But what we could offer was.
Where's the league? Where's the league?
You know what? We didn't have the league. We were in town. But we ended up with 11 candidates. 11 candidates in a town. You know, a town race, which was unheard of.
Yeah.
But what we could offer them was we could offer them the knowledge of what you had to do as a candidate. You didn't have to learn it on your own. You came to us. We had the paperwork. You filled out the paperwork. We helped you with your fundraisers. So if there's a guy on his lazy boy right now, and he's like watching on his phone, and he's a great candidate, because you don't want any Tom, Dick, and Harry that can't win, but you want a great candidate, somebody who's got a, he's got a resume.
Yep.
And he's like, you know what, I'm comfortable, but I'm getting bled dry. What can the league offer that guy?
Well, we don't have all the answers, but what we can do is we can give people guidance. You know, somebody might be thinking about running. They don't know how to set up an account. They don't know where they got to go with the Board of Election. We can give you that guidance. They may not know how to set up their website, or they need work or managing or messaging. We can do some of that guidance. We're not coming in and running anybody's campaign.
Yeah.
Someone that wants to run really needs to be doing the hard work of running, but we can give you that assistance. You need to fundraise. You need money. Now, we're only going to give you money if the race is A, winnable, and B, you're working hard. If you are, then we can go to business owners and say, hey, we need to raise money. You know, Brad's running. He's running really hard. This is a winnable race. And then we get business owners to donate as we go along, so we can help fund a race. So there's a lot of little things that we can do. It's guidance to get somebody who's thinking about running, that wants to run in their district, whether it's House or Senate. We give them a lot of little guidance and help. Like I said, they got to carry the water too.
Yeah.
You know, we can't run 17 races. We can give guidance through that. And that's what the league's there to do. And as we get bigger,
That's huge, though.
stronger,
That's
it's going to
huge.
be more and more. Like you said at the beginning, we didn't have much money at the beginning either. You know, we were raising nickels, a couple thousand here, 2,000 there. Then all of a sudden it's 2,000 checks, and then
And honestly,
10,000.
we didn't know squat when we first started. It was like, you know, we kind of had to figure it out kind of as we went along. We had a couple people who involved in politics who kind of helped guide us, but it's like
Just so you know,
having a
there's a lot
baseline.
of people up at the State House now that don't know squatty.
Oh my God.
That's a very good point.
Some of them, some of them been squatting there for a long time.
That's a good point.
One of the candidates we had was Amanda Blaze, who was a friend of ours, Brad and mine, and she
We
only
talked with her at the beginning. I remember.
she only raised $4,000, and she did pretty damn well.
43%.
Yeah, she did pretty damn well. And you handed the next candidate for the same district against the incumbent, Ryan Pearson, you handed him a $10,000 check and helped put on the fundraiser day one. And he, I mean, geez, what?
Well, there's a technicality you got it wrong. We handed him 5 checks of $2,000
five
each.
checks.
We made
Different dates on all of them.
no, all the same days, but we didn't exceed the Board of Elections regulation. So it was $10,000 raise plus 5 checks. The good thing about our group too is we control right now 40 political action PACs. Each PAC can only give out $25,000 a year, but each PAC can give out $2,000 to a candidate. So Jim Matibia, running up in Cumberland, I believe District 19, right?
19.
Correct.
As senator, we gave him 10 already. We have another 70,000 as needed. We can go out and raise for him for this election alone. As he needs it, as we raise it, we can give him more money. There's no other organization in the state of Rhode Island that can do that. So as long as a candidate is strong and they're winning, you will see that people in the business community and other citizens throughout Rhode Island donate $50, $10, $100, and we use that to go fund the candidates. All the money that we raise in the PACs goes out to the candidates as quickly as we can get it to them and as they need it.
That's great.
100%.
That's unbelievable because, I mean, you know,
Crazy.
Some of our candidates had to wait until they raised money before they could buy signs, before they could buy, like, you know, the door hangers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
It's great having that platform,
Yeah.
that starting point. Because you're right, just like you said, it's like you need to spend money up front. And it's like if you don't have it, you got to raise it.
Well, it's like one of those things. You got somebody that wants to run. If they don't have the resources, they're not comfortable.
yeah,
You know, now they're starting to figure out, how do I fund this? How do I get that? We don't want them to be doing that. We want them to figure out, hey, I got some money, I got some resources, it's time to go. Let's go off and start campaigning and do what you got to do. And some are doing it better than others. You know, some are working harder than others. It's obvious. It's always going to be that way.
yeah.
But if someone wants to run and they want to work hard, the league is there to support them as much as we possibly can.
So how do people donate money to the league? I mean, as far as the specifics.
Yep. There's number one, you go onto either our website or onto Facebook, and there'll be a donation link right there. There's the main link that we put out is a tandem campaign link. We want people to use that because you can donate 100% confidential. No one will know. You can put in $50 all the way to $9,900. And what it does, it splits all the money between all the PACs. So if someone donates $50, it'll put $1 in every single PAC, and then it'll put $10 in the 501c4. The 501c.
And that's all confidential. Nobody knows where that came from.
No one knows. So if you donate $9,900, like Brad just did a little while ago. You were right and done 9. It would put $198 in every PAC, all 40 of them, and then it would drop $19.80 in the 501c4. And the Board of Elections, State of Rhode Island requirements are if you donate $200 and 1 penny, I have to say Brad Dean gave me $200 and 1 penny. But you can go all the way up to $200. The reason I made it $198 is so no one has to guess whether they're close to that $200 mark. So
Right.
So technically somebody could give 10 grand and put $200 in every PAC if they wanted to. So that's the number one. You can also donate directly to a candidate on our website. If you click any candidate, Mark Bizrobian or Leah Beauclair or Vanessa Lopez, it'll go right to their site and directly donate to them. So a candidate can get money from somebody that wants to donate directly to them up to $2,000. Somebody who has got a lot of extra money they want to spend, they can donate up to $80,000 to the league. And in the 501c4, they can put anything they want. It's unlimited. On the transaction, it's limited by 25 grand at a time.
No kid.
So this is our chance, Rhode Island. I'm telling you, I have a feeling that this is going to work for us.
And we're-
Yeah, this is big.
Like
This
is big.
so,
And we're-
I mean, I truly have a feeling. I get a little bit goosebumpy about it. But
We're in the 11th hour though. So we're in the 11th hour. So if you're a candidate, and you're a good candidate, and you have like your Medal of Honor recipient or something who saved a school bus full of children, or whatever. Not that that makes you political savvy, but it makes you electable, right? Makes you electable. And you're sitting on your lazy boy and you're saying, I've always wanted to run. I mean, what is there? 2 weeks left, right?
You have until the 24th to declare. And then right after the 24th, then you got to go get signatures in order to remain on the ballot. So, yeah, you have time. If you're somebody that wants to run, you can look up all the open seats. If you go on our website, wherever you see our logo, that means we're looking for somebody for that seat. So you do have time to do that. And the bigger thing is, even you're saying at the ninth hour, it's getting people out to vote. Donate and vote. Those are two things. The primary is where the elections are going to be won in Rhode Island. So people have to come out.
Yeah.
And if we see that, we can make a change. If you sit home and you bitch and complain, then it ain't going to change.
We'll get you to complain in the next time, too.
right.
Yes,
You will be.
The primary
The time is right, guys. I'm telling you.
Oh, that's what we
the
were.
primary
We
September
were.
9th, right? This year?
Yeah,
September
September 9th.
9th,
They
yeah.
moved it to September 9th. Yep. But you gotta get out and vote. The other thing too, and I know the Republicans don't like to hear this, but if you live in a district like I live in Narragansett, and Mark Mesrobian is my candidate running against
Come to the show.
running against Alana DeMario. Alana DeMario needs to leave. We need to replace her. Mark has a very, very good chance of winning. But when I was a Republican, I couldn't vote for Mark in the primary. So I disaffiliated. I am now unaffiliated. So it allows me to go down to the voting poll place on September 9th and pull the trigger for Mark. Also got three other people in my household that don't. Well, actually, my youngest daughter's first time voting, so she didn't have to disaffiliate. Nice. But I got 16 other people in my community to disaffiliate. Now, when the general election comes, you can vote for whoever you want.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You vote whoever you want to vote for. But you gotta take Alana DeMario out in the primary, and I have to be able to vote to do that. So in my one street, I get 20-something plus people. I think 20 plus people just on my street. So we got to do that. If there's a race where there's a Democrat, sort of here in Cumberland, if you're a Republican in Cumberland and you want to vote for Jim Mativia, you got to disaffiliate. If you disaffiliate, then you can vote for him in the primary.
To the people over party.
People over party. Yeah, people over party.
So with that, I think that we've wrapped it up. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we close?
What's the actual website you go to in order to donate and look at the candidates?
Yep, it's the League of RIBusinesses.com or LORIB.org. You can pull that up and you'll see a contribution link right there. You can also go to the page where we have all the cities and towns listed. You can choose your city or town if you want to donate directly to that one too. You can.
Do you want to talk about the app yet, or wait on that?
No, we can talk about the app. Yeah, that's a good one.
The app's good stuff. You showed us the app before we started here. What is that?
Yes.
What does that app actually do?
What we found out as we started going around talking to people, no one knows who the rep is. Who's your rep? I don't know. Who's your senator? I don't know. And at one point, I didn't even know.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So you can go to the Secretary of State and you can type it and you can find it quickly and it's just going to give you information. What we wanted to do is have an app that you can go look up who the rep is in your district right now. But if we have a candidate in that district, it pulls our candidate up first. You know, puts a check mark right next to our candidate, like this is who you should vote for.
Right.
You know, and then you can look at all the good things that he's for. You can go directly, or her, she's for, go directly to their website, donate directly to them, or on that app you can donate to our group as well, which helps that candidate and or others. And then once you scroll up, then you go to the candidate that's actually in office, and it'll have an X next to them because we don't want them in office. I like it. So they're X'd out. And then we literally list everything that they're doing bad. All the bad bills that they passed, their voting record that they passed. Like, so somebody that voted for this big, beautiful budget that they just put in, that $15.2 billion.
Yes.
You know, we'll put that on here as well. So it literally allows someone to put in their address, the town that they're in, and it pulls up the information of if there's somebody running, who it is, why you should vote for them, and then who your existing senator or rep is. Because most of the time, if you don't know who they are, you don't know how they vote.
No, they vote. Yeah. 100%.
And most people, you go in and you're calling your buddy, hey, Brad, who should I vote for today? You know, you vote for Jason. You know, people go to the vote don't even know.
Well, that honestly, like I've actually spent some time on the election website trying to figure out like people's voting records. But unless you go through every freaking session, every vote, every day, you can't see who's sponsoring the bills, who's voting for the bills. Like, it's a very cumbersome process.
So not only do we put, bad bills that they put on, bad quotes to the press, stuff that the press has quoted them on, their freedom index. There's a lot of things on there that you can pull up and literally see how a candidate has voted. And so it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. And instantly somebody in a town, a city can just download this, no charge to it. It's free. Just look it up and we'll share it to us.
So what do? Punch in your address and it pulls up who your reps are?
Yeah, you punch in your address and you just choose, do I want my senator or do I want my House rep? It'll pull them up and you'll have all their information right there. And then you can literally can dive into stuff like, see there, you look at Alana DeMario, a 0 on this index fund. And then I'll show you all the bad stuff that she voted for.
Wow.
So 0 is that her grade?
Yeah, that's her grade. The Freedom Index voted her a 0. Freedom score's a 0.
Hey, so be prepared to be pissed off when you go into the app and look at your rep, and then be prepared to make a change too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you need to get pissed off to make a change. Because that's how you got involved. That's how we got involved. You know.
Now, if there's a race that, or there's a district that we don't have a candidate in, we're still going to show who your rep is, and we'll have a check or an X whether you should be voting for them too. So, because we don't have somebody in every single district.
Yeah, that's good.
So we'll say, hey, Brad Dean, check. You know, Jason Dean, X.
Never happened.
I wish I had that for my campaign.
So it's pretty cool.
That's Dos Equis for me, not 1X.
So that's an app that's coming. So it's an actual like an app in a Play Store type thing, or is that
I don't know how he's doing it and putting it. It's going to be on the Play Store, or we're just going to share this link with everybody. I don't know how he's doing it yet, but
okay.
I'm giving him all the information. I came up with the idea, said, hey, this is what I like to see done. Can you get it done? And he said, yeah, we can do that. So
it's like a coming soon type thing.
yeah, it's almost done. I hopefully think by maybe the beginning of next. Matter of fact, I think he sent the message as we were talking right now, like, hey, where's that data? You know,
Yeah.
give me that bad data on some of those candidates.
I like it. All right, good stuff.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Well, hey, we appreciate you coming back. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, having
you know, and
We'll have you back again.
we'll do it again. I mean,
when the app is
yeah.
running or something.
primaries in September, so time's running short here. So
Rhode Island League of Businesses. That's the place to go and find where you're going to donate some money, because we need to make a change in this state, and this is one of the guys and one of the groups that are going to make sure that happens.
yeah, this is big. A lot of traction so far, which is a good stuff.
And you don't have to donate a lot. I mean, if everybody gave $10, $25 or $50, it adds up. You know, even just putting $1 in every single pack, it adds up, and that's how we're going to make a difference. So we need your support. Hopefully you join us. And you can't sit around and wait. It's got to be done right now. We need the money in order to fund the candidates. And if you're thinking about running, reach out to us.
Perfect. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much.